Hi, it's Michael from the JiraTraining.com. Welcome to another video. Thank you very much for your positive comments. I'm highly motivated, so thank you so much. Okay, and in this video we're gonna talk about Scrum. So I'm gonna introduce Scrum methodology in Jira, but please be aware this video is not about Scrum methodology. It's about Jira. So if you want to know more about Agile, want to know more about Scrum, Kanban, because it's don't know why a lot of people think Agile is actually Scrum or Agile is just a Kanban. So no, there are only two subsets, and Agile's got many subsets. Lean, XP, many is about more than 10. So please be aware this video is not about Agile methodology. All right, so but briefly I'm gonna explain you what's the differences between Scrum and Kanban, how you can use Scrum. Just gonna give you a brief introduction. We're also gonna create our demo project. So two projects. We're gonna create a blank project, completely blank with no issues. And I'm gonna also show you how to create a demo project with a sample data. This is really important for everyone who's just starting up with Jira and they don't know what to do. So because it is actually common question. We're also gonna briefly talk about a Scrum board overview. I'm going to show you how to manage backlogs and of course how to manage sprints. If we've got enough time, I would like to also talk about the burn down chart. So okay, before we jump into our Jira, super brief introduction to Scrum. So Scrum basically is the methodology which works very good for developers. Why? Because deadlines. So sprints, we have a sprints, we've got the morning stand-ups, we've got the retrospective meetings, but sprints are the most important element. So planning and working towards the goal. So like we've got basically a project, a web development, and we will be progressing in a Scrum by stages, which that stages are sprints. So ideal, there's no I can't really tell you what's the optimum length of sprint, but I'm recommending between 5 to 10 days. So that's the main difference. So we're working towards the deadline on the Scrum. Kanban works in a different way. Scrum, sorry, because there is something like Scrum, but Kanban doesn't really care about deadline. It's quantity of resolved tickets. So we're moving in, like there is a board. So we're moving from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. All right, but if you want to know more details, go obviously to scrum.org. And let's jump into our Jira installation. All right, we're back. So let's do the first step. I am gonna create blank project, blank, completely empty. But I'm also going to show you how to create a new project with a sample data. So okay, let's start from the second option. I'm going to explain why it is really important to create a project with a sample data. Okay, because generally speaking, I've got a lot of questions. From people. Oh, basically, I just created the project. Nothing's really there. What am I supposed to do next? Yes, it's a very common question. And the answer is really simple. Yes, just read the documentation, watch the bloody video or whatever. But definitely, if you never done any work with Scrum, or you just not familiar yourself, what to do next, just create a project with a sample data. Okay, first things first. So I'm gonna start creating a project, and I'm gonna create a very blank project without any issues. So basically, I'm gonna go a simple process again. I'm gonna show you one more time. So projects, we go to the top menu and create projects. And by the way, you need to have a permission. So I'm the super admin. That's why I'm assuming you also have admin rights. So yeah, I'm gonna select the first option from my Jira. By the way, that screen may look a little different on your Jira. Why? Because I have a also service desk installed right here. So please, like I've got sometimes got the question, oh, where can I get this one? Well, it is extra plugin. And by the way, please watch my another videos. They are coming. I've got outline for the next like 15 videos, and I will be talking about the service desk because a lot of you want to know more about services. But okay, let's focus on the Scrum. So from the software, we've got a basically Scrum, Kanban, or basic software development, and I'm going to choose Scrum. So let's do next. And right now, Jira is you cannot change the issue type. You also cannot change the workflow. It's just going to tell you, well, that's going to be a default setting. So I say, yeah, that's fine. I can't really change that right now. Later you can. And now I'm going to name it. So please, of course, remember, please name it right from the beginning. Please put the right name from the beginning. So I'm going to say demo project for devs. Again, spelling. Key is unique, and the project leader will be me. Okay, I'm not gonna explain you the details because this is about the Scrum. Okay, so well, what to do next? So it's a good question. So of course I will start adding issues. So now we can. Just to really quickly overview this screen, what we can see on the left hand side. So basically, every time when you go to the project and select demo project for devs, this one's which has been created, the menu is going to be on the left hand side. What we've got right here. So the first screen is backlog. The second is sprints. We also get versions, reports, and the issues. So normally, if you've got some experience with Jira, and I don't know, maybe you've seen it before without Agile, you're gonna see probably this screen. But again, it is blank, so I can't really show you. For that reason, I am gonna create right now a new project with a sample data. So how to do this? Very, very simple. So again, go to the project, create a project, and instead of selecting Scrum from the top menu, please move the mouse to the second menu, the small menu with that small bar in the bottom of this screen. And there you go. That's where you can actually create sample data. And now there's going to be a second menu because you can create a sample data for Scrum, Kanban, in my case, Service Desk also, and Jira Business, the project management. So again, and from the second menu, I'm going to say Scrum software development, and I'm going to call it sample data project, yeah, with the key STP, whatever, and I am the project leader. And look at this. That's going to be a nice difference. However, there is one small issue, so stay tuned. And well, thank you, Jira. We've got about 20 issues. So look at this now. You can see when you start navigating and switching between the windows, between the menus in the left hand side, you're gonna see something. You're gonna see a lot of data. So that's pretty cool because you've got also some reports. You've got also some the issue types. It's all. And by the way, if we switch the issues, look at this. I'm sure if you've done any work so far, but this is like a basically standard list of the issues, like a non-agile. So if you select the project before without Agile, you're gonna see something very, very similar. Of course, I'm talking about the latest installation of Jira. Oh, and by the way, there will be few small differences. So maybe I'm gonna record another video. It's not really a point because there are few very, very small differences between Jira Cloud and self-hosted. So I have to say, the screen, especially the active sprints view, is a little bit more user-friendly. They've got something but just like a few, I call it gadgets. There's like extra shadows. There's a few extra informations. However, you can configure this this screen. We're gonna talk about it in just a few minutes. But let's just do from the beginning. So backlog. So backlog is the most important section when we starting up. So basically, I told you there is one small issue. Well, it's kind of, because Jira also Jira just basically created like the 20, I don't know, 17 or 20 sample data. So they are some really cool. You know, we've got a lot of information right here. We can navigate, and by the way, that's how you can also navigate between them. You can even, you know, create a comments. Just you don't need to switch to any other view. You can actually add the comments directly from this screen. So it's like a mini version of the issue view. And the small issue is basically when you're just starting up, which I'm going to show you just in a second. The only one thing which is going to be active is going to be the backlog. So you're not going to see the sprint, because you have to basically tell Jira, you have to press that button. You have to basically, the button is not active right now, which is yeah, because we've got actually a few. We've got one active sprint. We can create sprints, but we cannot start, because it's the first sprint. It's like this. Basically, Jira created that 17 or 20 tickets issues, and already started a sprint. So the sprint first is ongoing. So basically, for that reason, I'm also recommending to go back now to the blank project, because this is just really for the overview. So for this presentation purpose, I will be switching between of them just to explain you, just to really show you how that stuff works. So again, you know, we've got a few, we've got about 17 issues. That's absolutely fine. But one thing is Jira created for us that sprint. But I just want to show you how the project is going to look when it's completely blank. So let's go back to the our demo projects for devs, and it is absolutely blank. And let's create first like maybe 4 or 5 issues, and we're gonna start our first sprint, because as you can see, there's nothing really there. So I'm gonna do it now. How to create issues, I'm sure you know, you should be already familiar with that. You can hit the C button or move to the top menu and hit left click on the create button. Yeah, so just go to the create button, and now we can actually start adding. Oh, and by the way, I can show you another tip. By the default, of course, the configuration of the fields is set to maximum capacity, which is, well, a little bit annoying, because probably you don't need so many information right here. So how to actually limit that? Just go back to the configure fields section with this little cog and select custom. And, you know, let's say, you know, I don't know what's the best, and there's no right answer for that. But let's assuming, you know, the first 4 options is good for me. Why not? And I can start creating first few issues. If you want to create multiple issues at the same time, select create another, and we can start adding. And by the way, this is going to be story. So I'm not going to explain you exactly right now what's the differences between them. I've got a dedicated video, because this is very, very important. But probably most of the time there will be stories. But I've got dedicated video about epics in Scrum and Kanban. But again, I'm highly recommending go to Scrum.org and read about the issue type. So let's do it. So let's create like maybe 4 issues. Like demo, whatever, demo 2, and another 3. I'm not gonna pause it, sorry. Demo 4. All right, and that's fine. So as you can see, the backlog view is refreshing automatically. Okay, so cool. So now is the magic button create sprint, which we couldn't see in the sample data. And now I'm gonna initiate, I'm gonna create sprint. There you go. Wow. Okay, we've got our first sprint. But before let's talk a little bit about the priority, because as you can see, this stuff is basically drag and drop. So you can, if you want, if that's the case, you can set the priority before you start adding to the sprint in a backlog. So this kind of common practice. I saw it in a few organizations, like, you know, I've got only 4, but when you have a 100, it's going to be hard to to set the priority in the backlog. So it's better idea just to start and dragging and drop to the sprint. Okay, and now I can also give you another tip, because I don't know, but for some reasons people asking me, can I create multiple sprints? And the answer is yes, of course. You know, it's agile, so you can create as many sprints as you want. There's no limit, but you know, just be reasonable. Do not create like 20. It's going to be too many. And how you can plan them, especially if you're planning to have a 10-day sprints. But you know, 2 or 3 is very, very good practice. And now, when we've got, for instance, like our 2 or 3, you can drag them. So basically, let's just drag and drop. So there's many methods. You can also go to the issue type, and if you don't like drag and dropping, you can basically go to the issue and do it manually from here. It is also possible, you know, to do it manually. But in this video, I'm not going to show you. Just going to show you how to do it by this graphic interface. And what is very important, that screen is refreshing automatically. So, for instance, if we're talking about the group work, like, I don't know, maybe 100 people. Yeah, why not? I've actually seen the Scrum team. So let's say something from the real life example, like 5 people, for instance, is the Scrum team. So if 5 people could open this screen, and you're gonna start, you know, if you're a Scrum Master, if you just start adding issues to the sprint, or just organizing them in the backlog, that screen will refresh automatically. Yeah, you're gonna see little probably little message right here. Something like something's been changed on the screen. Refresh. You can refresh it, but if you leave it, it will refresh automatically. So you don't really have to don't have to refresh manually. Okay, and so, you know, the first step is to plan, like I don't know, 2-3 sprints ahead. And when we're ready, you know, it still probably will be like some issues in the backlog. Could be like hundreds or even thousands. Now, another step is to start sprint, because this is actually we just been planning. Yes, we just been planning. So let's just hit that button. So basically, now when we've planned, everything's fine and everything's clear. Now we can hit the magic button, blue button, start sprint, and that's how we can start work on them. Because what's the purpose, really? You know, you need to ask yourself, what is the purpose of the sprint? It's just to really motivate your team. So yeah, I'm gonna do it. And by the default is setting to 2 weeks. So however, you know, you can change it. It could be even 1 day if you want to. I'm gonna give you another tip. Basically, very often people asking me how, you know, what's the length, what's the ideal length of the sprint. And well, there is no such answer. However, if you just starting up with Scrum, I will probably avoid 4 weeks. Yeah, so I will do between 1 to 2 weeks. But again, it's no right answer for that. So, you know, maybe 6 weeks is going to work for you. But definitely I would try maybe at the first time 2 weeks, because generally speaking, I can see confusion and sometimes people don't really know how to use properly Scrum. They've got a project, for instance, on web development, which is like 100 issues. 100 issues need to be resolved, and they're like thinking, okay, let's create our first sprint. Let's do 4 weeks, and let's add 60 of them. You know, you need to ask yourself, is it achievable? Is it I'm going to achieve my goals, resolve 60 issues in 4 weeks? Well, maybe yes. Maybe they are very, very small. But the whole idea is, I will probably say, if it's something like super important and we just want to work more efficiently, I would just say 1 week, and let's try to do it, to do just 10 issues. If 10 is a good number, why not? All right, so in this case, I'm going to say 2 weeks. And there you go. So in the moment when you hit that button, Jira automatically moves you to the active sprint. So it's just been moved from the backlog view to the active sprints. And what's happening now? And now it's basically like a Kanban. You can progress. How to progress in Jira? Very, very easily. I'm not going to talk to you right now about the workflow, because generally speaking, we've got only 3 statuses. This is the workflow. And the simplify workflow can be configured from actually this place. So it can be configured from here. So you can go to the board, columns, and just you can start adding columns and statuses directly. But obviously, if it's only a simplify workflow. What's the simplify workflow? It's mean I can take that issue and drag it to any status. So, I can take it from to do directly to done. Yeah, why not? Why not? And obviously you can add more statuses on the fly even, so you can say review, blocked, feedback, whatever. But I have a dedicated, I've got it because it's going to be too long. So I'm not going to explain about workflow this time. Please watch my other video. Okay, and that's how you're basically progressing. You're just taking from here to here. And again, this is the method number 1. So that drag and drop. But again, you can basically go to the issue and do it manually. Do it like the old-fashioned way. Right. So let's go back a little bit to the backlog, because this is few interesting things happen right now. So as you can see, that button is grayed out. So why? It's a very simple answer, because by the default, and that's what I'm recommending, Jira is not supporting by default, which means you can change it. But by default, Jira is not supporting parallel mode. So basically, you can only have one active sprint at the same time. And of course, you can change it. It is possible to have a parallel mode, but I will probably try to avoid it. So I will just stay away from the parallel mode, because it's a bit confusing. Why? If you're working in one project, you probably don't really need multiple sprints. So this is not it, and it is going to be against even agile methodology. So please review your methodology. Yeah. And again, you can only have one active sprint. And look at this. Can I put a new issue to the active sprint? What do you think? Let's do it. Well, the answer is, of course, you can. There is nothing really going to stop you, but Jira is going to warn you. Yeah. So if you're thinking to add, yes, you can do it, but it's not really recommended, because you've already planned and just messing around is not a good idea. However, it is possible. So it's going to warn you. Same, in the other way. So I can actually remove an issue, just put it, I don't know, to a completely different sprint, or even put it back to the backlog. Yes, it's gonna warn me. Okay, so I think in this stage we can switch to our sample data project, because it's going to be on the very similar stage. Yes. So now I can show you how to work on the sprint. So okay, we've got, because very cool. Thank you, Jira. We've got a lot of actually useful stuff, and you start basically working on the issue. You just start progressing. How are you progressing? Just like this. And obviously it's going to ask you about the parent issues, because now, thank you, Jira. Now Jira is support. It just give you some answer regarding subtasks. Please check. Please check how it works with subtasks, but it's much better than what was before. Right. So because it's just a brief, really introduction to Scrum. I'm not going to explain because there is few more things. There is a swim lanes and the quick filters over here. They are very useful, and especially if you're working inside a little bit larger teams. Very often people work just like this. Issues assigned to me. So we've got quick filters on the top menu. Same about the swim line. So swim line is right here, and the swim line configuration can be changed from the board configuration. All right, so I'm gonna also show you some one really common actually common thing in Jira. What's gonna happen if let's say most of the issues are resolved, but one is still unresolved and cannot be completed by this sprint. So what's supposed to happen right now? So normally people think, oh, maybe we should extend the sprint. Maybe we should just go back to the backlog and go to the edit and maybe add a few more days, because it is possible. So it is possible. Maybe not because it's Sunday today, but let's assuming it's like maybe Wednesday next week. And well, maybe we should add a few more days. No, please do not do that. Okay, of course, nothing's going to stop you, but Jira can handle unresolved issues during a sprint very well. So how to complete the sprint? Yep, go to the top menu and just follow the link. There is something like complete sprint, and look at this. Now it is saying, now it's one issue is incomplete. What you want to do? Do you want to put it, move to the backlog, or you can move it to the sprint? Whatever works for you. I'm gonna put it to the backlog, and there you go. We can smoothly just move to another subject, which is the burn down chart. I would like to also talk to you about the burn down chart. So there you go, and my by the way, my Jira is connected to the Confluence. Very, very cool thing. And every time after the sprint is completed, you have to organize retrospective. And when your Jira, like my Jira, is connected to the Confluence, it can create a Confluence retrospective report on the fly. Very, very cool thing. I absolutely love it, and my customers too. So okay, and let's maybe go to the full. Well, maybe not. We don't really need to go to the full screen, but it is possible to have a little bit different screen. Okay, I've just tied it up a bit, but look at this. The burn down chart. Well, this one is ideal. Obviously, you're probably never gonna see something like this, because the guideline obviously is the gray one, and our open issues against the resolved are following the guideline almost ideally by books. Sometimes that's why it's good to start with shorter sprint periods, like 5 or 10 days, because very often when I actually was working with another company with 30 days, they've decided to do 30 days. The gray one was like in the middle, and during the middle of the sprint, nothing's happening, and people just like rapidly start closing the issues during the end of the sprint. Okay, I think that's the reports we also covered in this video. And by the way, this is actually I forgot to tell you about it. This is actually probably small bug. No, it is not. Okay, so yeah, because before it was a small bug, and with a sample data, when you finish the sprint and you start actually adding the issues, was not possible to start the sprint. You have to restart, not Jira, you have to basically restart the screen. But that's actually fixed right now. And you can start progressing with the issues, start adding them, and we are happy. Again, just start sprint. You can name it as you want it, and you hit the start button, and you can again, inside the sprint, you can progress like this. All right, I've got another video. So thank you very much for watching. Please leave the comment. Please subscribe to my channel, and please check regularly. I'm gonna upload a few more videos soon. Thank you for watching.